welcome to Saturday's first video for you. Firstly, we have an update for you on what we reported a few hours ago. A hotel in Mogadishu, Somalia's capital, was attacked by Al-Shabaab fighters around 18 hours ago. Government forces are conducting operation inside the hotel. Hotel is under siege by government forces. And on top floor of this hotel, fighting has been going on for hours. We have some updates for you. Secondly, a news story from the Somali region of Ethiopia. Ogaden National Liberation Front, ONLF, which was an armed group, is now a political party, opposition party in the Somali region. Its chairman, Abdirahman Made, visited Somalia in recent months. In recent weeks, after Hassan Sheikh was elected as the president of Somalia. His visits were criticized by some groups, government sections in the Somali region. And yesterday, a minister of Somali regional government, who says that he is deputy chairman of ONLF, he wrote a letter to National Election Board of Ethiopia against Abdirahman Made. And he mentioned that talk is going on about ONLF, that it wants to open an office in Somalia. Thirdly, Ethiopian state media today shared provocative sketches of Tigray President Debretsion Gebremichael. Hate speech which we saw during Tigray war last year is once again being seen. And a message has also been shared, a statement by Ethiopian State Minister of Communication and Ethiopian Press News Agency that TPLF will be buried soon. What does it mean? We'll have a detailed look at what was said by Lagasse Tolo and this new hateful campaign which could lead to further hatred and polarization. Firstly, viewers, Mogadishu, Somalia's capital. Around 18 hours ago, Al-Shabaab fighters stormed Hayat Hotel in Mogadishu, close to Mogadishu airport. And since then, fighting has been going on. Al-Shabaab fighters set off a car bomb outside the hotel building. Then they entered the hotel. And we know that a NISA's officer, Somalia's intelligence agency officer, was wounded in this attack. Several people have been killed, though government has not shared any number so far because operation is still ongoing. Hotel is under siege. Media is at a distance. On top floor of the hotel, a 4-story building, there has been fighting going on. Al-Shabaab fighters are firing from the top floor of this building, and reportedly security officials have managed to reach the top fourth floor, and their fighting is ongoing. But so far, government has not claimed full control of the premises. It means that situation is not fully under control so far. But reportedly, 3 floors have been cleared. Some unofficial sources say that at least 20 casualties have been confirmed. But we'll have to wait to see the exact number of people killed and wounded in this attack so far. Reportedly, Abdirahman Hassan, who is the owner of this hotel, he has been killed. Several Somali sources have reported the death of Abdirahman Hassan. And secondly, another attack was carried out. Mortars were fired in Mogadishu last night when this hotel came under attack. And in that mortar firing, 4 people were killed in Hamar Jajab district of Mogadishu. So Mogadishu is under attack. Hassan Sheikh government, which is vowing to wipe out Al-Shabaab, has not been able to start a military operation against Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab has managed to reach Mogadishu. Fighting still ongoing. Hassan Sheikh government will have to make very quick decisions because Al-Shabaab has tremendous penetration in Somalia. It can hit wherever it wants to hit. But almost 3 months have passed and Hassan Sheikh has visited around 8 countries. But main area of concern for his government should be this insurgency. But so far, no major counter-offensive has been launched by Somalia's newly elected government. We have seen some airstrikes by US airplanes, by Ethiopian Air Force as well on some Al-Shabaab targets, but no ground offensive has been launched. And Al-Shabaab is claiming the responsibility for this attack in Mogadishu. Fighting still ongoing. I'll update you in the next video about this attack in Mogadishu. Secondly, viewers, the Somali region of Ethiopia, where we know that Mustafa government is under little pressure after what happened on Afar Somali border. Afar militias took control of some territories which have been disputed between the two regions. Since then, opposition parties have been criticizing Mustafa Umar's government. ONLF released a statement saying that Mustafa Umar's government had failed to protect civilians in Siti. ONLF was an armed group. Now it's a political party, opposition party. But there is a breakaway faction of ONLF as well. This breakaway faction is part of the government. A minister who claims to be deputy chairperson of ONLF is a minister at Mustafa Umar's cabinet. Ahmed Yassin is his name. And a few hours ago, he wrote a letter to National Election Board of Ethiopia against ONLF chairman Abdirahman Madeh. Ahmed Yassin says in the letter that Abdirahman Madeh's recent engagements with Somalia's government have not been approved by the party, by ONLF. And Abdirahman Madeh is violating party's bylaws. Abdirahman Madeh has visited Somalia in recent weeks. He attended Hassan Sheikh's government's inauguration ceremony as well. I spoke on that in several videos that ONLF, Somalia, growing ties could be a matter of concern for Ethiopia, for the Somali region of Ethiopia. And the minister, Ahmed Yassin, claims that there was some talk during the visit of Abdirahman Madeh to Somalia that ONLF wanted to establish an office in Somalia. Can an Ethiopian political party establish an office in some other country? I don't know about the laws, but Ahmed Yassin is basically implying that ONLF is working against Ethiopian interests. That ONLF chairman Abdirahman Madeh, his growing intimacy with Somalia's leadership is a matter of concern, should be a matter of concern for Ethiopian government, Somali regional government. I don't know what National Election Board of Ethiopia will do, because Ahmed Yassin is from breakaway faction of ONLF. But I want to make one point. When Al-Shabaab attacked Somalia region around 3 weeks ago, what did ONLF do? Did it stand with Somali region government? Did it try to exploit the situation to weaken Somali region government? ONLF stood with Somali region government, with Ethiopian forces. It issued a message for unity, for peace and stability. It condemned Al-Shabaab's attacks on the Somali region of Ethiopia. Let's see what National Election Board of Ethiopia will do after this complaint from Ahmed Yassin against ONLF chairman Abdirahman Madeh. Thirdly, viewers, Ethiopian state media today shared provocative sketches of Tigray President Debretsion Gebremichael. Hate speech should be condemned because hate speech leads to hatred, then violence, atrocities. And if hate speech is prevalent, then you see what happens. What happened? What has been happening since last year? That human beings are burnt. They're being burnt alive in Ethiopia. In broad daylight, they're being killed. Partly due to the hate speech. So hate speech must be controlled, condemned, and the parties have been trying to control this hate speech since the announcement of truce in March this year. But now suddenly things are heating up. While there are fears that there could be resumption of armed hostilities, hate speech is now rampant as well. Ethiopian press agency, which is state-owned, it today shared sketches of Tigray President Debretsion Gebremichael. Debretsion's character can be seen stuffed in the barrel of a gun in one sketch. And in the other sketch, the character can be seen shot out of the barrel of the gun. And with this sketch, a message has been shared by Ethiopian state media. The message reads as, "Terrorist TPLF will soon be buried." TPLF leadership is power worshippers. These power worshippers don't have the capacity to correct their mistakes. They don't want to understand the truth. They want to grab power. And that is how they create instability and disorder. So these power worshipping TPLF terrorists, so-called, will be buried soon. What does it mean? Isn't it a clear declaration of war? People say, Sajid, you fuel this conflict. You want this war to start. Your channel is about covering conflicts. You earn money, and that is why you want this war to start once again. This channel will go on. The war came to an end in March, but you saw that I kept on making videos. I'm covering Russia-Ukraine conflict as well, China-Taiwan issue as well. There are scores of conflicts. What I'm reporting these days about Tigray conflict must be taken seriously. This is the time to intervene to avert a new crisis. These are warnings which we are sharing. We are not fueling this conflict. We are telling the people that this conflict could take another deadly turn in coming days. That is what my job is as a journalist. If I keep on covering up what is happening, then I'm not doing justice. I should keep my viewers well informed. That is what my job is. So I have no intention of fueling the conflict. I pray that there is no war in Ethiopia. And that is why we are reporting. This hate speech against Tigray president, and if there is any hate speech from Tigray against Ethiopian government, it should be condemned. This hate speech will serve no purpose when it comes to resolving Tigray conflict. Rather, people will become more entrenched in their hatred towards other groups, other individuals. That is why Ethiopian government should condemn this post. It should be removed. Secondly, Lagase Tolo, Ethiopian communication minister, spoke today. We were waiting for some government's official position about the ongoing peace process, about Dadebet incident, what happened there. He did not elaborate upon Debret incident. Did Ethiopian government forces attack Debret? No details. But he said TPLF does not want peace. It is making war preparations. That is why it has shared preconditions. So its sharing of preconditions means that it does not want to sit for talks. And he said that TPLF, Shine, OLA and Al-Shabaab, all these three groups want to create disorder and instability in Ethiopia. They have secured illegal weapons, illegal cash, and some foreign elements are supporting them. They are working on an agenda, and government will continue its security operations. Government is treating TPLF's Tigray's preconditions as an intention, as a policy of Tigray government that it wants to start a war. It is not taking these preconditions seriously. Preconditions are about resumption of basic services in Tigray. Tigray is clear. On the other hand, it says that how can it talk when its people are dying of hunger? There must be resumption first. It means that stalemate is still there. Government is adamant that it will not restore basic services. And government is once again reiterating the same thing that TPLF wants, another war. Situation overall is very fluid, viewers. Any time things could escalate. Tigray is just relying on the support of international community. And once Tigray starts believing that things are out of the hand of international community, you could see start of an armed conflict. So that is why these days are very crucial. The parties, Tigray as well, Tigray regional government, Ethiopian federal government, international community, they should intensify their efforts. Some flexibility should be shown by both Tigray and Ethiopian federal government. Otherwise, the two parties are heading towards collision. Thanks for watching.